as promised, it's time to plant the rice. Now, MI Gardener is really the only place recently that I've been able to source reliably this rice. I know there's a few other places, and I'll continue to search every year that I do this, but they are the most affordable. The thing is, though, that the packet says 250, and I rarely get that many, so to combat that, I ordered 4 packets last season so that I knew I was gonna cover all my needs. So we have a nice bog here. I'm doing it a little bit differently, being that it's cold out and I didn't want to do the dance in and out of the house for when the nights dipped into the freezing zones. So since I was changing up a bunch of things, it now afforded me space here on the shelving unit to keep it in here. And I also have the heat mat underneath to keep it warmer. I think this will work out okay. So obviously we have 4, so we're gonna do this in quadrants. Just try to space them out as best as I can. So I've shown you a few times the containers they'll be going in outdoors, which are just more of these types of containers that have no drainage holes, because we want to keep this soggy consistency for most of the rice's life until the very end, which, if the season cooperates, is how it would normally work, that there would be less rains and the soil would start to dry out anyway, and that would be about the time that the rice is starting to come to its end. Now, I've successfully grown the plant, but either the season was too short, or I started it too late, or something got to them before I could, so they got eaten, and I have yet to get a real harvest. So I think this is my 4th year trying this. So let's see if this is any better. Now the soil here is not really soil, it's just growing medium. It's the commercially available, what do they call it? Pro Mix. So it's mostly peat or cocoa, which makes it hydrophobic a little bit. So it took me a long time to get it to this, and I had to mix it up and everything because it just would not absorb the water. And also heating it up helps, because it's, it's in the garage, the soil was, and then the water is cold. So it took me a long time. It took me 24 hours to get this boggy consistency. I do want to submerge the seeds, so I'll poke them in with a fork. In this case is what I'm going to be using, so that they're submerged. But otherwise, we are done. We have sowed our 2026 rice. What do you call it? Plants. And so we have a month and change. Where are we? Today is the 20th. So we have 10 days, a month. Well, I'll put them out when they're ready, probably early June. So we have over a month for them to be in here. I really hope that this will work out for me this year. Ideally, I would have liked to use, natural soil, but that would encourage bugs that I do not want in my house. And no matter, I could cook the soil, but this is a lot of soil to cook. That's the problem with that ideology of cooking your soil. If you're only doing a little bit, that's fine. You can do that. But when you're working with a lot of it, then that's not really realistic. to heat up your soil. It would take hours, and that I feel is unnecessary waste of electricity. I mean, unless you have, an outside fire pit or something, then that would be ideal if you could cook it over something like that. So I have to resort to the soilless medium. I gave up on the forking. I just sprinkled some soil on top. In other news, just show you the peanuts that I've sowed. I re-sowed beans because they did not come up. I don't know did I forget to sow them in the first place? This is a bell pepper that I put into one of those peat, the bag mesh that expands, and it didn't do anything for forever until recently. So the peat thing is still in there, but I surrounded it with better potting soil. So hopefully that comes up. That should be a bell pepper. And also some of the squashes. And also the luffa. I have, how many? 7 seeds maybe in here. This is saved seeds from my own plant from last year. I don't remember. Anyway, it's my own saved seeds, so we'll see if it comes up or not. So that's the luffa for this year. And good news, the artichokes survived those freezes. The pomegranates fared well also. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to keep watching in order to see where this garden is gonna go. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Talk to you all again soon. So I'll harvest more. Bye!